Hello everybody and welcome to an impressions video on Mothergunship. Why am I doing this even though the game has been released already for quite a while? That's because I don't think enough visibility has been given to this game, and I think a lot of people might actually enjoy it. So I thought I'd put together a video where in the space of a run I describe my thoughts, what I think it has to offer to you. And so before we jump in, this is a first person, very fast-paced roguelite game. Which roguelite elements does it have? Well, it has permadeath, so if you die in the run, well, that's the end of the run. That's where it ends. And there's some meta progress that you get out of it. And you can see here, you can sort of craft the weapons that you're using. This is the stuff that we loaded into the mission. So you start the mission with a small selection of weapons that you can bring, limited to stuff that you've gathered so far, and that is essentially the mechanism by which you have meta progression in the game. So at the end of a run, if you win, you get to keep everything that you got, and you know that means better weapons, better killing potential. As you can see here, we got 2 blue bars at each end, and as I fire you can see that the bar goes down. If it goes down all the way, that is the power meter. That means the weapon will be on cooldown for a little bit. Of course, at the top at the leftmost, I should say, we have the HP bar. And this is sort of how it works. You go into a room, you have procedurally generated rooms with randomly selected enemies, as you would expect. You get random shops as well. So you go in here, you can see we got 2 coins. At the moment, we could choose to upgrade our rig to some extent. And we can see here that our left hand is very slow firing. So the power will not really deplete that easily. So what I'm gonna do here is use this connector on the other hand. So we're gonna craft and we're gonna remove this stuff. Bear with me, I still don't know the controls very well, but so we're gonna have the laser on this hand, and then on this hand we're gonna have our heavy weapons. So remove this for now. We're gonna add our connector, and then over here we're gonna have the mini rockets. Over here we're gonna have the railgun. So all of a sudden we've increased our damage potential by quite a bit, right? But you can see there, when you get to the end, there's quite a while until your weapon is good to shoot again. So you gotta be a little bit careful, cognizant of that fact, and try to... Really? Shut up, please. Try to stop shooting before you get to that. Let's see what we have. Also, you have several jumps. You can see on the top right. That is the number of jumps that you have. And you get more jumps throughout the run. So right now you start with 3, I believe, but there are ways of getting way more. I think I got all the way up to 10 jumps once. So at that point you're just sort of flying around almost. And you gotta be very careful with not losing HP, because you don't regain HP upon entering a room. The only way to regain HP is killing enemies or buying HP in the shop. So you gotta be quite careful. And I'm not a very proficient FPS player, so the idea here is that we're just gonna showcase some of the mechanics of the game, but doesn't necessarily showcase what you can do, because the skill cap is higher than what I can reach right now. So our right hand can definitely use some more power. We have 3 coins. We could potentially go for something like a 3 connector, although if you look at the shape of the connector, only one would be facing forward, only one socket. So I don't think that will be that useful. So we'll leave it off for now. But that's sort of the gameplay loop. There is also a little bit of story, but honestly, I can't be bothered. To me, the game is just about the gameplay mechanics and the satisfaction of, oh, that was a sick dodge, although we did get hit in the end. It's more about how engaging it is to craft your own weapons, get more powerful, and get that sort of progression going. And also, of course, as you would expect, as you get better in the game, you'll be able to get further with the same equipment. Okay, that wasn't smart. I thought we had enough jumps to bridge the gap. And you gotta be careful about picking up the stuff that falls from enemies straight away, because that stuff disappears very quickly. So what we need here is a different type of connector that would allow us to have more stuff. Like the ones that only have one frontal slot won't be any good to us, I don't think. I suppose we'll get the health. And we'll go into the next room. So this is kind of it, but it really can go way further than this, so you can end up with huge weapons. And the other thing too, in terms of meta progression, is that you can get better suits, or upgrade your suit, I suppose I should say. And obviously that allows you to have more power, which in turn means... Sorry, I'm trying to figure out where I gotta go here. Which in turn means you can have more powerful weapons. That was a weird room, but... And, of course, as I said, if you die, you lose everything that you got in the mission. Oh, we're in a bad spot here. As well as everything that you brought with you to the mission. So, you gotta be a little bit balanced when choosing your loadout for a mission, because you always gotta balance your odds of success, so to speak. How confident are you that you can pull off that mission? And there's some indication of how hard the mission will be, but it's not really that easy to tell, actually. So you gotta be a bit careful. Don't stop for 60 seconds. Okay, so some challenge rooms I think we already failed, yeah. We got bogged on that enemy there. But you can see it's quite satisfying, at least I hope you can see. It's quite satisfying to run around and just strafe, killing enemies. It's very fast too, and you can of course make it faster as you upgrade the suit. Right now I already have some upgrades that make me faster. I could probably be shooting more often. Again, I'm not claiming that this represents the height of gameplay that the game has to offer. I do think there's a decent skill cap here. And if you enjoy FPS games, this might be just enough of a rush for you to justify buying the game just for that reason. Because it is quite enjoyable mechanically. It's like those guys got stuck. So some of the problems that I have with the game is that the AI is actually pretty poor. And enemies will get stuck often. Well, again, it is quite poor. The AI is not very good.
How long do you think we'll...
But at the same time, it sort of serves its purpose well enough. I don't feel that the game is too hindered by it, to be honest. because everything is very fast-paced, and it's much more about getting in the jam, where you're in this sort of zone where you're just cruising through the level, not really thinking that much. There's a lot of bombs happening. Oh, it's like a big piñata party, isn't it? That's pretty satisfying. Well, yeah, as you can see there, the stuff does disappear quite quickly. I don't know if we're going... Yeah, usually the skull means don't go in there, so we're gonna try to steer clear of that. There's a shop as well, so the shops are random, as you might have surmised. So you really gotta take the opportunity to go into every shop, because you don't know when the next one is coming. We're gonna get an extra connector here, and we're gonna try to get some more firepower. Dizzy mini rockets, power circuit. Damage plus 50% seems insane, man. We're gonna get this, and we're gonna get a mini rockets. We're gonna try to craft a right-hand weapon that's quite powerful here. And I think this is a big strength of the game as well, the crafting. I think it's actually quite creative in the way that you go about it. Excuse me. So you would go like... you can also rotate to try to make them fit. Oh, that kind of works. And then you could have the dizzy mini rockets. No? How about over there? Okay, well, maybe we can remove you. Plug you in there. How about that? I don't think we can do anything else though. That will be very difficult to fit anything there. Even the connector will be impossible. And how about... Yeah, I don't think we can do that for now, but that's gonna be okay. Got quite a bit more firepower already. Looks like we're headed into a red room. It might indicate that it's the last room in the mission. I don't know if that's the case or not. Woo! Shit's getting real. There's so much shit going on. I'm just shooting at the main guy. I don't know if perhaps there's a better target that we can go for. We're doing very good damage. Taking some in return for sure, but... Oh, yes! Done it, boys. Try to get everything there.
That was intense. Good job not dying, recruit. That's usually the best.
So looks like it wasn't the last room. Oh, it was actually. So this is the end of the run. So you can see there, you get to keep all the parts that you collected. You get some XP. Even if you die, you get XP. So there's a little bit of meta progression. Even if you die, but of course you lose all of your items. Get a little bit of a rundown, and that's sort of a lower level dungeon, or I suppose lower level run. You can do more difficult missions, and as you progress, you unlock more and longer missions. Looks like we got a happy birthday celebration over here. But that's gonna sort of wrap the video. Hopefully I got my thoughts across in a coherent manner, and hopefully it gave you a little bit more information to inform your decision on whether or not you might be interested in this. Let me know down below if you have any thoughts on the game, if you've tried it yourself, if you have any criticisms or suggestions for the next video, and as always, thanks for watching. Catch you next time.